Happy Saturday, everyone. It is that time of the week. Again, I said I would come back with another battle with the same opponent, actually, and here we are. Same team from the other day. My opponent, however, is bringing a different team. They're bringing the Toxicroak, Bisharp, Gardevoir, Chandelure, Excelgor, and Gliscor. A lot of spores on their team. Not really a lot of threats coming from my opponent's team, to be quite honest. I'm not really afraid of their team, to be exact, but this matchup that you're going to see first here is really something that worries me. Is Excelgor, or her Excelgor, against my Pangoro, really afraid of that Bug Buzz, so I'm just going to switch right out and go into, I think I go to Aggron, yeah, correct. And this is just going to be to get rocks up. I'm not really sure what to expect, but he does go for the U-turn, which is not going to do too lot to Aggron, enough to not even really make my sturdy broken. I'm going to get leftover recovery at the end of this turn, will bring me back to full HP. So my opponent is going to bring in Chandelure. That is really unfortunate concerning this matchup, and I think I go for an EQ here right off the bat, and that's not going to do absolutely anything to this Chandelure. We're going to see the Flamethrower, which is going to bring me down to 50 HP. EQ, however, here from Aggron is not going to KO, and I'm sorry if you just heard that Skype dinging sound. Hopefully you shouldn't have, that would be weird if you did, but if you did, I apologize. We're going to go down to the Flamethrower next turn. It's odd to see that that EQ did not KO the Chandelure, but we're going to see the Energy Ball, and considering Aggron's terrible special defense, we are going to fall to it. So my opponent really bringing the heat this time compared to the last battle. Really just playing way better than me, and I should have not left Aggron in that long. We do go for the Sucker Punch here, which is going to take Chandelure out, no problem whatsoever. And Honchkrow is going to start to do what he did last turn, which is absolutely just annihilate the opponent's team through priority moves and just being faster in general, and the Moxie boost is going to make a huge difference. My opponent is going to bring in the Toxicroak. We do know from last battle that this thing does outspeed. Goes for the Sucker Punch, however, as we go for the Brave Bird. And this is going to one-shot this Toxicroak, considering we are Life Orb Moxie boost. So we are packing nothing but pure power right now, and we are going to get the second Moxie boost here. We're going to lose a lot of HP because of the Toxicroak being at full health. But considering the fact that we are now so freaking powerful, the two Moxie boosts plus the Life Orb is just going to bring nothing but pain to the opponent's team. Gardevoir is going to come out and Mega Evolve. Not really too big of a deal for me, because I'm not really afraid of this thing. I know it's mostly frail in regards to its physical defense, and we are going to see the Sucker Punch absolutely just one-shot that thing. It's really unfortunate. Mega Gardevoir is really one of the coolest designs for Megas out there, but Honchkrow is just not going to play games. My opponent is going to bring in Gliscor, which is the Gliscor. Doesn't really scare me all that much either. Sucker Punch is going to fail. My opponent is going to set up the sub, which is really unfortunate, but there's not really a lot we can do about it, to be quite honest. We are going to see that as the Toxic heal, and we are going to get hit with the Toxic as well, and my opponent, I do believe at this point, pretty much just stalls out my Honchkrow. Things look like they're kind of going in our favor right now, but this is most certainly not the end of the battle. We do have a bit of a way to go before we get there. My opponent is going to get the sub broken, but they are going for really just to stall me out here, which is okay with me. I'm not too concerned about it, to be quite honest. I do know I'm just going to absolutely go down to poison at this point, which is just fine with me. We are going to see the Protect here, which is going to KO Honchkrow, which is unfortunate. I don't even know if Pursuit would have mattered, to be quite honest, if it had gotten the chance to hit. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, which is not too big of a deal. We are going to see Suicune hit the field here. Really enjoyed using this Pokemon lately. It's definitely something really cool, and it's out of the ordinary. We're going to see the sub again, which is not too big of a deal. We do know that we can just sit here and set up on this thing for days. So Suicune's going to go for the Calm Mind here. Not really anything to be worried about. We do know that unless we get Toxic stalled here like we have in the previous turns, I'm not really too concerned. It goes for the EQ. Don't really know why my opponent didn't go for the Toxic there. Definitely would have been a better move in my opinion, and I'm going to start using Scalds to break the sub and hopefully take this thing out. No problem whatsoever. Now we are going to see just mostly a really defensive build from this thing, which really is no surprise. It's usually what Gliscors are known for. With the introduction of Poison Heal Toxic Orb Gliscor, we're going to switch into the Bisharp here, which is not going to be able to take a Scald, which is really unfortunate. No, we go for an Ice Beam. What do we go for an Ice Beam for? Oh, probably because I wanted to kill that thing. But we're going to Ice Beam, and it's going to do about 25% damage. And we're just going to sit here pretty alright. We're going to see the knockoff, however. It does a ton of damage, way more than I expected, to be quite honest, and we're going to Scald, and this thing is going to go down. So, yeah, Bisharp is going to go down to the burn at this turn. Not really, I kind of expected a Sucker Punch maybe, something a bit stronger from my opponent, but that's okay with me. Not really anything to be too concerned about, to be quite honest. We're going to see the Excelgor hit the field again. We do know that these things like to run Giga Drain, however, we are going to see the final Gambit. Really odd choice, honestly, but that's okay with me. It is a trade, but in my opinion, it's not really much of an even trade per se. But we're going to see the Gliscor hit the field again. I do believe I bring in Sceptile here. We're going to Mega Evolve, and we are just going to go ham on my opponent, because that's what that's what Mega Sceptile does. After using Mega Sceptile this week a lot, it's definitely become one of my favorite Pokemon, at least in regards to battling. The Giga Drain, considering it's neutral, does a frack ton of damage, and we're going to see the sub get set up again, which is more of an annoyance at this point of the game, because I know I pretty much got this thing on lockdown, I do believe. We're going to start shooting the Dragon Pulses off, which does start breaking the subs, and at this point we know for pretty much the most part that we do have this game in the bag. If my opponent goes for the Toxic, we are pretty much going to solidify our victory. So yeah, definitely interesting team choice from my opponent. Definitely a lot different than last battle. We are seeing them play a bit more conservatively, being way more careful with setup and all that kind of stuff. Which, I mean, it worked for the most part. I feel like they should have been Toxic stalling me way more than they have been. But that's okay. It's just one of those things. The Dragon Pulse is going to take down the Gliscor, and that's going to be the end of battle. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys on Tuesday with another team. I've really enjoyed the past week or so playing Pokemon, so hopefully I can make a really good team this upcoming week, so I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all later. See ya!